Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Guy here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama here inside the paddy wagon tonight. What are you doing?
I thought I was too far over.
He thinks way too much. Way too much. Anyway, we are here further north on the Washington coast.
Yep.
Enjoying all that the coast has to offer, which is rain and mud.
Exactly. And ocean and sand.
Ocean and sand. Daisy loves the ocean and the sand.
All right. And to Renee, who's in the chat. Yes, we do have those little blue sail
Jellyfish
like weird things on the coast here too, but not as prevalent as what you were showing us down.
Oh, south. I don't know. I walked through a whole field of them today.
Did you?
Going under my feet.
All right. So, what do we got tonight?
Coffee. Do you have your coffee? Do you have your snacky snacks? Did you read your email? If you read your email, you would have known to bring a snacky snack.
Yeah.
Got a snacky snack mixed in with my coffee. So
because we are talking about food and Bigfoot food in general.
Just give away the farm here, buddy.
I won't. So let's get into this. Hello. Okay, so before we get into some stuff, I'd like to welcome Charles Schmook. Schmook, did I say it right? Into the Patreon club.
And if you are feeling the fear of missing out on being a Patreon of ours, just go to patreon.com/SCOT&HANNAH, and you too can get on all the Patreon excitement.
Yay.
Someday you're going to have Patreon excitement.
Someday we're going to have Patreon excitement. We're working on it. I've been working on it for 5 years, so I'm getting close.
Tell them what let's be honest. What is the issue with you getting stuff done?
Well, lately it's been weird health things.
I mean, in general, throughout your life.
Me? Squirrels?
ADHD, and we despise Western medicine. So there are no drugs in this house.
Yeah.
So he's an unmedicated, hyperactive, squirrely person.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Now you know what I live with.
Okay. So Octopus says he's got chips and some pizza. He's good to go.
Good for you. I had pizza the other night. Probably not the best idea of my life, but
it was really good pizza.
It was really good pizza. So not that they're sponsoring or even know who we are, but shout out to Chico's Pizza in Seaview, Washington for the best gluten-free crust I have ever had in my entire life.
There we go. Ta-da.
And I had the bacon ranch pizza. It was so good. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you prefer white sauce on pizza, and put a 2 in the chat if you prefer the red sauce. Just for fun. 1 for white, 2 for red.
Okay. And Killick says, I love pizza. Everybody loves pizza.
Prawns.
All right. So here we go. Yeah, definitely red sauce.
Got 1 for red sauce. Who's for white sauce? And Michelle says it's all good. It's probably true. All right. Bigfoot jerky. We are not talking Bigfoot jerky.
No, but we're going to be talking about what Bigfoot eats today. And we're going to be doing some of the Wayback Machines. We're going to be breaking out some old videos from way back when we were Blue Mountain Bigfoot. And I was just starting this YouTube channel, and I realized I got better videos than I did in the past than I do now. It's ridiculous. Well, a little better research, because
you had one research area.
I had one research area, and I had a lot of time between videos now.
Hi, Stacy, you and your nuclear vessels.
Okay, so first of all, I want to tell you where we're coming from. We're in
you can take his thing down.
Central we're in the central part of Washington on the west coast on the ocean, near a place called Gray's Harbor. And if you're a Bigfooter, you know about the famous Gray's Harbor footprint tracks. And sometime this week, we're going to be going out to that area and checking her out.
Maybe if we have time, because we fell into something this weekend.
Yeah, so this weekend is kind of weird.
So excited.
It's so weird. This weekend, we are going to go to, and I've got.
This is what happens when you drive around, and I pay attention to billboards.
Yeah, Hannah ran a billboard and like, why don't we go to this? And the next thing I know, we have a booth there. We're not speaking or anything, but we do have a booth set up here.
Woohoo! The UFO Paranormal Summit 2024. It's about 4 miles down the road from us. And so we will be selling t-shirts.
And talking to you about Bigfoot.
Yeah. So if you are in the Quinault area, so around Ocean Shores, Washington, Grays Harbor, Aberdeen, that whole area, or want to take a day trip and drive up, hey, if you're in the Portland area, it would be a day trip.
Yeah.
Come see us at our booth at the UFO Paranormal Summit on May 3rd and 4th.
Yeah,
It starts at 6 p.m. on Friday night and then 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. And David Paulides is going to be there.
Yeah, David Paulides is going to be there, and it's at the Quinault Beach Casino.
Yep.
Okay. So there's that for fun.
I know, right? Right? I am so excited. I cannot wait for someone to ask me, well, what do you think the connection between Bigfoot and aliens is? Because now I have like a semi-educated hypothesis. Which means there's no way for me to really test it yet. I mean, so, but anywho. Well, of course, there is a certain amount of Bigfoot reports in conjunction with UFOs and aliens, just like there are people, but that doesn't
but I also
conjunction does not mean connection or correlation, but I do think that there is a genetic connection, which I would love to devote some time to. If I could only get Paul Wallace on this show with us.
Yeah.
It'd be so exciting.
Yeah,
does anyone out there know Paul Wallace?
Well, Jeremy.
I know Jeremy. Yeah. Hook us up, man. Hook us up.
Okay.
I adore him.
So we're going to get into talking about what Bigfoot eats, or are we talking about eating Bigfoot?
I don't know. I do have this lovely book.
How to Cook a Bigfoot.
Have you ever seen this
by
book?
Ray Crow. He's one of the OG Bigfooters from the Portland area.
See, Doc is my new bestie.
What do you say? No.
Yes, that's exactly what I say, right?
Okay.
Anyway, and I think there's a biblical connection there too.
Yeah,
but anywho, yes, this is How to Cook a Bigfoot by Ray Crow. And one of my pet projects, my bucket list, is to do a whole series of videos demonstrating all of these lovely Bigfoot recipes, such as Cajun skunk ape chili.
There we go.
Or braised kushtaka with shrooms and barley. Or Shangri-La Yeti satay skewers, mete and broccoli with walnuts. So anyway, I would, does anyone remember that? Okay, guys, you won't give a rat's behind. Ladies, you remember that book, Julie and Julia, where the blogger blogs her way through the joy of cooking? I kind of want to do that on video with this. I think it would be hilarious.
That sounds fun. All right, but no, actually today we're going to be talking about what Bigfoot eats, and in our research and the time I've been doing this, we've run across some weird stuff, and I'll get to the weirdest thing at the end. But what I want to point out is I have a PowerPoint.
Oh, of course.
Yay, team. Okay. So we've been into this 10 minutes already. All right.
Actually 12. So let's go. Let's go.
So anyway,
do we need to play an ad now before you get started?
No.
Okay.
So if we look at the Sasquatch anatomy, which we don't actually have, but
we have Gigantopithecus.
Yeah, we do have Gigantopithecus, but we don't have a lot of that either. We just basically have a jawbone and have to infer the rest from that. But what we do have is video from both the Freeman film and the Patterson film, and a few fairly authentic photos through the ages, and we can infer a lot of stuff from that. And Renee says she saw a Sasquatch today. We actually had, well, that's a whole nother thing. Okay. We had a Bigfoot brouhaha this week, a really credible sighting in Kentucky that we sent some investigators out on, and we'll be talking about that later.
Anyway, back to
this
Bigfoot anatomy.
Bigfoot anatomy. So if we look at this, the important thing is to look at this. If you take from the shoulder to the waist on both these, both humans and the photographs we had of Bigfoot, even if we make the guy the same size as the Bigfoot and we measure from the shoulder to the waist, as you can see, the arrows are different sizes because the Bigfoot has a longer torso than the humans do.
Longer, broader, deeper, wider. There's more room. There's more room for guts in there.
Exactly. There is more room for intestines. So,
and a larger stomach pouch area.
Yeah. So what that means in anatomy sakes is the Bigfoot can eat food that we can't. Well, we can eat it, but food that won't kill us, but food we won't get nutrition out of that they will, because their food stays in their intestinal tract longer than ours. So henceforth pulling more nutrition out of it.
If I go out and eat pine needles, I'm just going to poop them out because my body can't work with that.
Right. Exactly.
I would probably die first anyway and throw up.
So that gives them a more diverse diet than ours.
So Doc Ock says, so like roughage, they have more salad options than we do.
More salad options. So there's ferns. Where we're at right now, we ran into a lot of ferns, young ferns, like before they unroll.
Those are called fiddleheads.
Those are called fiddleheads. Humans eat those. Actually, if you're from Maine, who's from Maine? Somebody's here from Maine.
Yeah. Scott
Dunbar.
Scott Dunbar.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I cannot do the fiddlehead thing. It just no.
You probably know what fiddleheads are. And then, of course, and then we got all the berries and all the mushrooms and lichen. Like the lichen from trees is actually edible, but we can't get anything out of it. And some people, like in the survival world, will make tea out of it just to put flavor in the water, but it really doesn't help them at all.
Same with pine needles.
Same with pine needles. Yeah.
So Doc Ock says that I bet their appendix works. I bet it works too.
It does too. And then we've got deer, animals. I don't even know if they kill and eat bears. I don't know, but probably
they'd be missing out on some good healthy fats because deer is nice and fatty. But mouse and grass tacos, brilliant.
Yeah, there's one. Mice, the most prevalent animal in the woods. Mice. We know they eat squirrels because there's actually a couple really good reports from back in the day of a man sit and watched a family of 3 Bigfoot catching squirrels. And what they were doing, it was in the wintertime, it was on a rock slide on the side of a hill. And one of them was down in the rocks, rolling boulders over and finding hibernating squirrels under the rocks and grabbing them and throwing them up to the other 2. So we know that's a thing. And then we've got deer and fish and cattails. By the way, in case you didn't know, you can eat cattails, not the thing that looks like a corn dog on the top, but the roots are very edible.
Scott says that fiddleheads are incredible when prepared correctly. So here's the dealio, my friend. We are scheduled to be back in the Bangor area in August. Knock yourself. Well, that's not fiddlehead season though.
No, it's not.
And I'm not eating them out of a can.
Okay.
Sorry, maybe next time when we're there during fiddlehead season.
Okay.
Wild turkeys, dandelions.
Yeah.
Dandelion actually is pretty versatile. Even we get
bear,
nutrition from
bear
dandelion.
grass. There's another one, which is really prominent up here in the Pacific Northwest in the Montana area. Yeah. So
yes, Kelly, we do have fiddleheads here. I know. I mean, we're surrounded by them right now here on the coast, and they don't look any more appealing to me here than they did in Maine or anywhere else.
Yeah. And then also, if you notice on this photograph, I put people.
Thank you.
Do Bigfoot eat people? I just wanted to throw that out there because in the Native American world, all the red ones here are tribes who call these things cannibals. So there's a long history of possibly that. And there's, of course, David Pallady's books. We might get one signed this. Why don't we do that?
We should get one this weekend.
This weekend when we see him.
I have a thought about them eating people.
Yeah.
I think they would be absolutely stupid to eat us because humans poison themselves all the time. I mean, we are full with crap. Because we put so much garbage into our system. At least in the United States, we put garbage into our system more than we put actual nutritious food. So now we know where I stand on that matter.
Yeah. So there's that.
Bunch of trash. We're like Oscar the Grouches. I'm feeling Oscar the Grouchy tonight. I'm so
sorry. All right. So we're going to throw a commercial up and then we're going to get into the discussion and some of our videos from the past.
OG stuff.
The OG stuff.
Hello, Bigfoot enthusiasts. Hannah here from Squatch America, and we want to welcome you to Cloudcroft, New Mexico, where mystery meets adventure. Introducing the Bigfoot Encounter Museum, the ultimate destination for all cryptozoology enthusiasts and adventure seekers. Step into a world shrouded in legend and intrigue, where the mysterious stories of Bigfoot come to life. Our museum is a treasure trove of artifacts, exhibits, and interactive displays that delve into the fascinating history and folklore surrounding this legendary creature. Get ready to embark on an immersive journey through time, exploring the captivating tales of eyewitness accounts, footprint casts, compelling documentaries, and so much more. You'll be amazed as you unravel the mysteries and evidence surrounding this elusive and enigmatic creature. Whether you're a skeptic or a true believer, the Bigfoot Encounter Museum in Cloudcroft, New Mexico promises an unforgettable adventure for all ages. Come and create lasting memories as you immerse yourself in the world of Bigfoot lore. Plan your visit today and uncover the secrets of Bigfoot at the Cloudcroft Bigfoot Encounter Museum. Your journey into the unknown awaits. Cloudcroft Bigfoot Encounter Museum. Discover the legend, experience the mystery.
You are watching Squatch America.
Well, that was a nice bit of station identification.
Yes, it was. All right.
Hi, Dale. It's good to see you. I've been making fun of fiddleheads all night.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, and one of our Westerners out here says that up in the Medellin Falls area, which is up by Spokane on the east side of northeastern corner of Washington, that they pickle them. Do they pickle fiddleheads in Maine?
Yes, they do, and they can them.
Also. I know they can them. Your dad ate canned fiddleheads. Yep.
My dad loved canned fiddleheads.
With the right sauce, like A1, people could be tasty. Tasty has nothing to do with nutritious, though, because we put a lot of crap into our body that's tasty that does absolutely nothing for us, but kill us early. So, all right. Anyway.
So we've had quite a few encounters with Bigfoot eating things. So we're going to go to the Wayback Machine, and we're going to play a couple videos here. We're going to want to start with the deer one.
Do it.
Okay.
Just do it.
So
you're in charge of this show.
All right. So here's one of our older videos that on an adventure we took, and we ran into a deer kill. Hi, Scott here from Blue Mountain Bigfoot Research. And did Bigfoot gift us food on the trail? Stay tuned. So in the summer of 2019, my wife and myself packed up our grandson Julian. We loaded up the Squatch mobile, threw the dog in the truck, and headed to Montana for 2 weeks. We set up a camp at this lovely campground called Alta Campground in the beautiful Bitterroot Mountains. And we spent a couple weeks mainly vacationing, I have to admit, but we did find some trails on all trails that we decided we were going to hike. And one of them in particular was called Little Boulder Trail. It was like a week and a half into our stay. We had talked with some locals and tried to find some of the trails that weren't used that much. So this was one of them, because they said the end of the trail, it was in a burn area that had been burned a few years ago, and that not a lot of people hike that trail. So we wanted to go to the place less used, of course. So we were hiking up the trail, and lo and behold, 2 miles into our 8-mile hike, we come across a deer leg laying directly in the middle of the trail. Now this leg appeared to be ripped off, not cut off. I didn't see any knife marks on it. We looked at it quite thoroughly. I did not pick it up. I did not take it home. I left it in the trail. But it would just seem odd to me that any animal in the woods would leave fresh meat laying in a trail. What would do that? I mean, there are bears in the area, there are cougars, there are wolves, but what leaves a kill? And in the middle of a trail, I meant directly placed in the center of the trail. So I just thought this was really odd. We did not have any Bigfoot whoops, tree knocks, or anything of that sort during our hike. I just thought it was interesting that all of a sudden there was this deer leg laying in the trail. With that said, I am at a loss. If you have any comments, ideas, please list them down below, and keep squatching out there. And please, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel if you like our content. And I'm going to start a new thing here shortly. On every Friday, we're going to do reports that we get in here in the Blue Mountains of Eastern Oregon that don't show up other places, people that talk to me directly. So I've got quite a few of them compiled over the last 8 years, so we're going to start sharing them with you, and they're recent and local. So like and subscribe, and go out there and look for Squatch. Thanks for watching.
Please ignore any of the email addresses or websites that you may have seen there. Those are all obsolete. Anyway, I wanted to tell, that brought such good memories up for me. Y'all know Daisy, but most of you did not know Bodie, and she was the dog who hated to travel.
Yeah.
And who hated to get dirty, and who hated to be wet, and who hated anything that wasn't a cushy feather bed.
Yeah.
We called her the Princess and the Pea, and she is living her best life on the Lowlines Cattle Ranch in Baker City, Oregon now. And of course, we have Daisy, who would delight in nothing better than dragging me to my death in the ocean surf.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So,
And to clarify, I remember this like it was yesterday. We did not find that deer leg on the way into the trail. We found it on the way back out because it hadn't been there when we went in. And so when we were coming out on the same trail and we saw it, there's like, this is this is new within like the last 3 hours.
Right.
So
Scott asks, what year was that?
that was 2019.
She's good at this.
And here's why I'm good at that, though. 2019, that was a very auspicious year because we went camping. Remember, that was okay. Backstory, that was the year of the very first Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival. And to pay for Dr. Meldrum, you notice we did not have a trailer. We had a really nice tent, but we didn't have a trailer. To pay for Dr. Meldrum's appearance at our festival and everything else, we had to sell our little pop-up trailer. And so we paid him and then bought that tent. Then we went camping and went on our camping, and we had just put our house on the market, and that was a camping trip where our
house sold while we were gone. Yep.
Yes.
That was
or something like that. Anyway. So there's that.
There's that. All right. Nice. Dawn just made it. Hi, Dawn. Okay. So we also have had reports of deer kills, several. There's a video out of Georgia where they got a video of a Bigfoot drowning a deer in a pond. We have found deer in trees that shouldn't have been there. So
not hung like hunters hang them, but stacked up on branches, like one on top of the other, which is not what a cat does.
So that's Bigfoot protein.
So
dun, dun, dun.
Anyway, something left that deer leg there. We don't know what it was.
So here's another one that's very interesting, and I plan on doing a video about Bigfoot in your backyard, because there is a plethora of reports of Bigfoot in towns. In fact, where we're at right now in Grays Harbor area, there's a lot of Bigfoot reports just freaking in town. You know, dumpster diving and stuff. So I plan on doing a video, but here's another video we did. I think that was this the same year or was this earlier?
I have no idea what you're doing. So
okay, so here we go.
Let me see.
Now I've been thinking there's a lot of different reasons for why they were there, why they came off the mountain. 100 yards off from where we were sitting, there's private apple orchards there, fall apple, and I think they were getting them some apples. We were under this bridge hanging out. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Now we're sitting under there for probably a half an hour, a good while, and I start getting a really, really weird vibe for no reason. His dog's there, everything's fine, he's acting fine. I'm like, hey Pete, you know, let's get out of here. I'm getting a weird vibe. It's getting late and stuff. So we come out. He just thinks I'm being weird. We're sitting underneath this bridge. I get a weird feeling, literally directly right over there, right on the other side of the river. That's where I'm feeling this. And so we get up, we walk around back towards his house.
Okay.
And like I was saying earlier, this used to be at least filled with apples. You can still see some of the apple trees right in here.
Yeah. The person who has this house took a bunch of them down.
So I think they were back here getting apples off of these trees. But anyway, we walked around, and where I actually saw the male was behind that big tree and that house over there. And he came booking it directly back this way, right towards the bridge where I had the initial feeling.
Back up.
My hypothesis was that there was a female sitting down here watching us, doing whatever she was doing, that there was a juvenile getting up on these apples. Yeah. And the male was somewhere further down the stream doing something else. And he would have been on that side of the stream, behind that big old tree we can see over there right in front of that house. So we got up, there's even little steps right there and a ledge you can sit under the bridge. Got up, walked on the road, took that left there. And about the time we got to almost right in front of that tree, I got that same feeling, but way worse, enough to just stop me in my tracks and make me like staring at that tree. And that's when it stepped out. I said, there's this house over here that had a giant floodlight, and it was pointed at our backs, but facing directly towards it. So when he took off running back this way, he was in essence running back into the light, but back into the darkness at the same time.
He was avoiding where the light was.
So this is essentially where it started. My initial feeling was right off the left side of the bridge here.
All right, let's break William's story down a little bit, and I'll give you a better explanation of exactly what happened and how it happened. First of all, William was sitting under the bridge with his friend. This is where the bridge is located. He had an eerie feeling, or like something was watching him from across the bridge on the other side. So him and his friend decided to get up and walk down the road. They got up, they walked down the road and around the corner, and when they reached this house over here, he got that eerie feeling again, and that's when he saw the Bigfoot standing behind a tree. And at that point, they just took off down the road. The Bigfoot walked in front of the house, around behind the house, and back in the direction that it came from through this open field. William seemed to think that the purpose of these creatures and why they were here was because they were picking apples from this apple orchard. Now, that seems very reasonable to me, because if you look at this tree line here and that follows this creek bed, it leads up a hill and directly into the Blue Mountains, in a very large part of the Blue Mountains. 27,000 square miles of mountains that reaches from Idaho and Montana all the way down to Central Oregon to the Cascades, and from there straight down to California. So I find William's story very credible. He was very sincere about what he saw, and very emotional about it. And I find everything that happened in his story very feasible. So with that said, thanks for watching this report. We have more to come soon. And as always, like and subscribe. We're trying to build this channel a little bit so I can buy some more gas to get into the woods. Thanks for watching. All right, so that was around 2016, 17, I think, when that happened. And so, apple orchards, very common Bigfoot sighting location, of course. In fact, where we had our footprint casts that we found in Cottage Grove was right next to an apple orchard.
In February.
Of course, it was in February, and there were no apple. Well, maybe they've been old apples because nobody picked those apples. It was an abandoned orchard. That might have been a little
Frozen.
Or they could be a little overripe, as in
Fermented.
So I've seen really drunk squirrels on fermented apples. And there's some funny videos on YouTube if you want to look up drunk squirrels. But there's so this area where he was at was just south of an area where we went, and we had a tree pushed over on us. We had found footprints, and there's quite a few sightings in this place called Lake Killimaque. And this, where this apple orchard is right down the river from Lake Killimaque, where this orchard was in this town that what's it? Rock Creek. The name of the town is Rock Creek, Oregon. That Rock Creek town, well, there's a few houses there, but there was a town, but I can't remember what year it was. Late 1800s. Rock Creek got washed out when the dam broke in Lake Killimaque. Anyway, something like there's a big flood. So Yeah, Renee, give me the answer. Fermented. Fermented apples.
And finding the trackway say that there are sightings involving fermented apples.
There are. There we go.
So does Bigfoot like cider?
Yeah.
I'll bet he's got enough
Oh,
intestinal tract to not get tipsy.
Or he might get real tipsy. So there's that. All right. That's pretty cool. So here comes, well, maybe we should do another quick
Commercial. Yes,
commercial.
please.
Which one should we do?
Whichever
Well, actually,
one
we
you
need to
want.
talk about where we're going to be at.
All right, so we are going to be in a few weeks at Forks Sasquatch Days. That is, of course, Memorial Day weekend up in Forks, Washington. Which, how far of a drive is that?
100 miles from where we're at.
So we're getting there. We're poking our way up, and then June 8th, you can see us on the Elgin Excursion Train. June 14th through 16th, we will be in Medellin Falls at the Bigfoot Festival there, and then June 22nd and 23rd at the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival in Baker City, Oregon. Buy your tickets now for the dinner, folks. Don't wait.
Go to SquatchAmerica.com.
You can see it all. July 11th, we're doing something with the Eugene Emerald Sasquatch Appreciation Night in Eugene. And then July 19th and 20th, we're going to be at the Glide Bigfoot Festival. Then July 26th and 27th, we will be at the Bigfoot Rendezvous in Pocatello, Idaho. Then we're going to make a mad dash to and from Bangor, Maine, and be back in time for the Olympic Strange Days in just about this area.
Mm-hmm.
September 26th through the 29th.
Yep. So, yeah, we just added the Pocatello Rendezvous, which is going to be a lot of fun if you're in the Idaho area in July. A lot of great people are going to be there.
Are we actually on that poster?
Yes, we are.
Oh, wow. Are you speaking?
I don't know if I'm speaking, but Dr. Jeff's going to be there, Mark Marcel, David Ellis, and Nico. I can't say that's the last name. And Michael Freeman.
Nico Spotafora.
Yeah, Spotafora. I've heard it a million times. I just can't make my mouth do that. So there's that. So I think that's like the third one we're going to be at with Michael Freeman. And so anyway, so that's where we're going to be. And of course, this weekend, if you want to come see us, if you're in the Grays Harbor area or the Quinault Beach Resort area, which is in Seaview.
No, we are in Ocean Shores.
Ocean Shores. That's the word I was looking for. We're actually in Ocean City, and Ocean Shores is down the road.
And Ocean City is not a city.
It's not a city. Okay. But so.
It's a campground.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry. I got to find the thank you button. All right. So there we are. We've got apples and meat, fruits and protein. So this last video we're going to show you here, and before we get into the discussion, is kind of an interesting one. This is out of the John Day area, John Day, Oregon.
Which is Central Oregon.
If you ever watched the first season of Expedition Bigfoot, anyway, that area. Okay. So
we should sue them for theft of for a theft of intellectual property.
So here we go. Hello and welcome, Bigfoot enthusiasts. You know, I often have people stop me out in the street when I'm getting out of my truck or walking out of a store or just going for a walk. And because people know I'm the Bigfoot guy, and I'm really glad that people feel safe telling me their stories. And I have a story this week that really changed my whole thinking about Bigfoot. Well, not quite my whole thinking, but it's an avenue I have never broached before. So here we go. So I got this report from this gentleman the other day, and it was one of the wildest reports I have ever got in my life. I have to say, it's interesting beyond interesting. His story begins in the early 80s, where he was a logger in the southern part of the Blue Mountains in a place called Murderer's Creek. The location is here on the map. Now, Murderer's Creek is a lovely place. It is absolutely fantastic, and it's a lot like any other places in the Blue Mountains or in Oregon in general. The forests are lovely. Now, he told me that it was the weekend and he had stayed behind to guard the equipment, and it was raining and thundering, and he pointed out to me that his tent was leaking, and he also pointed out that it was his boss's tent, not his own, so that was fair. He told me he waited out the rain and watched the lightning through the window and try to keep dry a little bit. And during one of the lightning flashes, he said he saw this figure that took up his whole windshield in his car, and then the next flash it was gone. And a few minutes later, he felt something push the back of his car sideways in the mud. He was frightened at that point, so he started his motor and headed out. He drove down out of the mountains in the middle of the night. He said he got to Prairie City late the next morning and went in to tell his boss the story. When he arrived, he noticed that the back of his car had these huge handprints in the mud. When he started telling his boss's story, the boss seemed like he didn't want to hear it. The boss then kind of told him to go back to work. He told me he thought the boss knew what he was talking about and had a prior experience, but didn't want to say anything about it. After returning to work, a few days went by, and then, as he put it, he got up in the morning to go take his morning constitutional. And there he saw in the poop pit, as they say, back in the day they used to just dig a hole. They didn't actually put outhouses over them. But in the poop pit, he found all the toilet paper had been removed from the poop pit and placed neatly beside it. Then, to his surprise, all the poop was gone. So, here's my thought process on this. First of all, this is a brand new theory for me, one I haven't heard before. So the first thing I do is sit down and write down everything he told me. Then I'll sit and think about it, actually, you know, the theater of the mind, as they say. And then I don't mind, you know, Googling everything. Then I look for books or whatever, and then I try to come up with a conclusion, and then I write it all down. So, does Bigfoot eat poo? I don't know. Man, I'm going to have to ask him when we get these things classified, but oh my gosh, I can't wait for the discussion in the comments below. So, in conclusion, there are a few animals out there that prominently eat poop, and that would be rabbits and also gorillas and also dogs and quite a few others, actually. What they eat that for is probably there's a lot of undigested proteins and things inside poop. So I'm not sure. Does Bigfoot eat it? Maybe if they're really hungry. I don't know. There's vitamins and stuff in it from stuff that we don't digest. So in conclusion, I don't know. Please leave a comment below and let's start this discussion. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next report. Get out there and go squatching. Bye.
So how many of you would like to see more videos like that? I miss those old school videos that he used to do. They were so good. They were so good.
Yeah.
They were creative and funny. And I think they're better than anything AI could put together. What do you guys think?
Okay. Anyway.
By the way, I almost hurled there for a minute.
Yeah. So, I mean, this young man, when I was talking with him, was very sincere. And why would a logger make something up like that? It's just weird. But that goes back to when I was talking about the long digestive tract of the Bigfoot. So can they get nutrients out of stuff we can't get nutrients out of? Like, how many nutrients are actually left in our feces? You know, gorillas will eat their own poo to digest it a second time to get more nutrients out of.
The good thing about, well, it's true, but the good thing about most pit toilets and all that is that they are very, I mean, they're not easy to access even for Bigfoot. I mean, they are really well
yeah, I like
constructed.
This.
But fun fact, did you know that it wasn't until I was an adult that I could use an outhouse?
Yeah.
I as a child, I would literally cry my way past an outhouse and I would refuse to use them. But I have since grown up into the camping woman that I am, and now I'll just squat anywhere.
There you go.
I'm sexy and I know it. You think grays use poop fuel?
What was that?
I think they are far beyond fueling with feces.
That's it. But you know, there is lots of animals that do eat feces because they can get stuff out of it. You know, like your dog will eat out of the kitty litter box because the kitty.
Almond roca.
Yeah.
I got some funny stories about the dogs in the cat box. Ooh.
Yeah. So, and Renee said that forest rats do eat poop. She's seen them, and you know, wolves. There's been sightings of that.
I think we need more videos like that with the little cartoons and stuff. I love them. I absolutely love them. Boy, my fingernails look horrible.
Yeah. So, what was interesting though is like all the toilet paper had been picked out and stacked up next to the pit. So something had to have hands to do that, to carefully pick out
the paper. Because they're not going to eat the paper. Did they lick the paper clean? Is it like poop paper? like cheese paper
from the burger wrappers? I don't know.
Anyway.
I like that one too. Thanks, William.
Hey, William, good to see you, man. It's been a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, here we are on TV talking about shit.
Yeah.
We always get good responses to this topic.
Though. We do. Yeah. So we're talking shit. Anyway. So, you know, that again goes back to that long intestinal tract. So they can get nutrients out of stuff we can't get nutrients out of, that will just pass through our bodies, that they will recycle. So that Hannah's just blinking.
We do have technology these days to recycle our pee into potable water.
Yeah.
Have any of you ever drunk pee water that's been recycled into potable water?
So Greg says, I'm not hungry anymore.
Hope you ate your snacks first.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. Have mercy. Okay.
So yeah, we haven't had dinner yet either.
You're gonna give it a couple hours before we go down that trail.
Yeah.
Oh, so William says he loves the videos you made. Get to creating more. Actual creative work.
Yeah. Well, we went out the other day.
Creative work. some of these things you didn't actually go out for. You did research in-house and told stories around it.
Yeah, most of them are from reports we get. I'm actually going to be doing one coming up here about something that happened in Kentucky just last week. That we had a Bigfoot report come in to us from Kentucky.
This, by
That
the
was
way-
actually hours, not days old, not weeks old, not years old, but
And
hours
this was
old.
not the one that Sasquatch Secrets reported. This has only been reported to us. She has told no one because she's terrified.
Mhm.
But she, the person who had the encounter, her mother is one of our Squatchers in Arizona, and her mother texted us frantically. Shelly, are you on here?
Yeah.
Texted us frantically, and so we were able to get some of our southern peeps out there.
Yep. So we had people on the ground that day. So and retired law enforcement too to check it out in the Kentucky area. So we're going to be doing a report of that coming up soon. Plus we're going out checking out the Grays Harbor area here this week, and I've got a couple ones that we shot a while back that I have never edited. So we're going to work on some of those.
Get off your video game, man.
I know.
All right. Hey, so finding the trackway, whatever your first name is, shoot us an email at squatchamerica@gmail.com. Put the cursor where it needs to go.
Mhm.
Squatchamerica@gmail.com. Shoot us an email with your contact information. If you want to be one of our contacts when we get stuff down there, we'll put you on the list.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
And I love Kentucky. Born in Kentucky and raised in... I can't sing anymore.
I didn't know that was a song.
Run for the Roses. Heck yeah. It's a beautiful song by... I think Kenny Loggins wrote it, but I can't remember. Anyway.
So, yeah, this is near Columbus. I think that was the name of
I
the
don't
town.
know.
So,
Okay. Sorry, Danny. Just fast. Intermittent fasting is the newest craze. Fast until tomorrow, you'll be fine.
yeah. Yeah,
I would live in Kentucky. I would totally live in. It's a beautiful state.
it is. So,
Well, we got 5 minutes. Do we have one last advertisement?
adverse. No, we don't. We don't. But we do need you.
Get ready for an unforgettable weekend of mystery and excitement. Join us at the Blue Mountain Bigfoot Fest on June 22nd and 23rd in picturesque Baker City, Oregon. It's a 2-day extravaganza celebrating the legendary creature that has captured our imagination. Discover the beauty of the Blue Mountains while embracing the mystery of Bigfoot. Don't miss out on expert speakers, thrilling expeditions, a chance to share your own Bigfoot encounters, live music, delicious local cuisine, and a variety of family-friendly activities. Blue Mountain Bigfoot Fest, where the legend comes to life. Mark your calendars for June 22nd and 23rd, 2024, and make memories that will last a lifetime. Visit SquatchAmerica.com for tickets and information. See you there.
Thank you, Blue Mountain Bigfoot Festival, for sponsoring this portion of the video.
Yeah.
So thank you, Scott and Hannah, for footing the whole bill for all this. Yeah, that's kind of how that works. But no, seriously, get your VIP dinner tickets now. I know that Terrell has his and Don has his. We only tickets are limited, so you got to get them now.
There you go. Yep. So go to squatchamerica.com and the fest, click on the fest thing. First thing up on the board. And Lockbeard, I love this. Another plot twist.
Bigfoot is ranching human for a steady supply of shit.
There we go. Who knew? You heard it here first.
No, I think Doc Ock and I could have a long discussion about Bigfoot and off-world life. I'm going to have a great time this weekend.
Yes, she is.
And there's going to be a psychic reading Friday night. Renee, you and Danny want to shoot up here for Friday night?
Yeah. Yeah, you're just down the road a ways.
All right. I think okay. We're
Mhm.
the shit's flying tonight. The shit is hitting the fan.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, guys, we have reached the end of this shit show. So I had no idea it was going to end here. So, as always, thank you so much for joining us and for flinging poo with us and for all the support that you show us. Please remember that our job is to investigate the unexplained, not to explain the uninvestigated. So while we are out there investigating the unexplained, please remember to like, subscribe, share this video. We are scrapping our way to 3,000 subs. Now, here's the funny thing. Those really awesome videos that you saw earlier today, those were made when our channel was growing like crazy, like by 100 people a week. We would like to get back there. So like, subscribe, share, do all those things for us. And so until next week, you keep watching and
we'll keep squatching and go out and find Bigfoot.
bye.
That damn Sasquatch. Squatch America.